International Women's Day is good. At least people are getting aware that the women who are generally regarded a weaker sex in our society should get an equal chance. But it's the other way around. They are the stronger sex. And if it not were women, if all of us didn't have our mothers, probably wouldn't be here. And that's the very first thought we should bring in our mind, that women are the start point for any life. And celebrating International Women's Day, we have a special day just to create awareness in this generation, the generations to come. But I just wish and pray that one day we should have International Men's Day, and where instead of me, some women should sit and say the same thing for men, that they should have equal rights. And I think that should where we should work for. I think we are 30 years plus company. We are in the business of security, and off-duty we are seeing a lot of crimes happening all around the world, especially to women. And it's really harsh on entire humanity to even talk about it, think about it. Women are special, and let us keep them that way. As I said, giving equal rights. Who are we to give equal rights? And it's a birthright of every human, irrespective of their gender. So, but yes, we are recognizing in today's time where maybe we got off on the wrong foot earlier days. Maybe now we are doing something right. So we're proud of it.
So when we talk about equality, first thing that comes to mind as an Indian brand, Secura, we understand what it means, what equality truly means. We understand that being treated equal is actually a very, very valuable thing, and as unreasonable as an ask as it is, as reasonable as an ask as it is, it's often not the case. So we tend to see unsanctioned bias towards us as an Indian brand many times in the electronic space. Of course, Indians are globally known for their service segment and the software side, but when it comes to hardware, our own country, our own officials or the government or the customers have a preconceived notion that it's an Indian product. I would like to prefer something made in Japan or made in USA, and probably they must be doing something shady or something off, that they're trying to, the tendency that the Indian vendors have is just to focus on profits and not on products. And this bias comes and flows through in a lot of places where Secura as a product firmly believes that yes, we have a better solution, we have a better end-to-end ownership, we have a better offering than what would possibly be on their table at that moment. But we still don't get selected at times simply because there exists a bias, there exists a preconceived notion. Where else do I see this? Society, like half the population, women, the fairer sex that we say, don't get the same, get treated the same way that an Indian business gets treated, quite frankly, with a lot of bias, with a lot of suspicion at times from their own people, quite frankly, and this is very pervasive. What I'm happy to see, at least in the workplace today, even in India, the gap between the role that women play and the role that men play in an organization is quickly dissolving, because I think the more educated and the more mature we become as a society, we understand that we don't need unique body parts to do your thinking or to do your function. So you're very, your merits are your own merits, and that's quite frankly, that's the only thing that is looked at, and that's what it should be. If there is a pay gap, I don't think that the pay gap exists because of the gender, but rather because of certain choices that they make. This is a difference. I'm digressing. There does exist a pay gap, but it only happens because of, from what a documentary, from what an actual report says, is not, you don't get a pay gap because you're a man or a woman. You have a pay gap because of the choice you make as a parent. You take a pay cut because you choose to raise a child and sacrifice a particular involvement in your job or career. So traditionally, women have had this problem wherein they have been expected to work from home for a certain duration and then resume their careers after the children have grown up. And that's the reason the pay gap comes, because they sacrifice a certain time from their careers and then resume it way after, when someone with the equal experience, equal age has already had that, a male candidate has done that because he's had the comfort of not taking care of a child. So this is traditionally where the pay gap has come from. What I can conclusively say is that the pay gap, as far as at least our company is concerned, doesn't exist. When we look at people, when we look at them, we don't look at what are they qualified, what paperwork is behind them, where are they from. No, we don't need to look at any of that. We look at what can they do. We don't look at them and say that are they trained. We look at them and say, are they trainable? And it doesn't matter if it's a man, woman, old person or young person. Everyone has some role to play. And that's what we believe in. That's what we understand as equal. We would like the same rights as everyone does. Equal. Equal.
Celebrating this year Women's Day with the theme of equality. Everyone says equality starts from home. I feel that it starts from within. Happy Women's Day.
Hello friends, today as we celebrate the International Women's Day, let's recognize the women in our lives and the contribution that they have made to the society and motivate them for greater future achievements. Today's women are no longer dependent. She is self-reliant and independent in every aspect and are capable of doing everything equal to men. We have to respect women not because of what they are as a gender, but because of their contribution and their identity. We have to accept that both men and women contribute equally to the betterment of the home and the society. It's all about who you are as an individual today and not about what you are. It is generation equality today.
Worldwide, all the women are in the forefront in all the aspects of life, be it at workplace or at home. They are no more unequals. In a lighter vein, I would like to say that in the near future, at the going rate, we men may have to ask for equality with women. All the best for all the hard-working women on this International Women's Day.
March 8th, World Women's Day. Okay. This year theme is each for equal. See, each for equal. How it will come? Basically, it starts from individuals, from family itself. Mother, wife, child, we have to treat equally. So then only our thought process will work, and in society also it will reflect. This is my point. Thanks.
అందరికీ మహిళా దినోత్సవ శుభాకాంక్షలు. రంగం ఏదైనా ఉన్నత శిఖరాలని చేరుకుని పురుష శక్తికి తాము ఏమాత్రం తీరిపోమని చాటి చెప్తుంది స్త్రీ శక్తి.
ஆண் பெண் இருவரின் சமநிலை வாழ்க்கையின் வாழ்வாதாரம். Equality is not just a word that we remain on every occasion. It is special. I feel the equality of men and women is about accepting the rights of each other. Let us help, train and enhance each other's ability. Let's treat each other equal. Happy International Women's Day.
Equality to me is the state of ease of access of resources and opportunities regardless of gender, including economic participations, decision makings, state of valuing different behaviors and aspirations regardless of gender. Happy Women's Day.
ഈ വുമൻസ് ഡേയില് സ്ത്രീകൾക്കും പുരുഷന്മാർക്കും ഒരേ സ്ഥാനം തന്നെ കൊടുക്കണം. രണ്ടുപേരെയും വേർതിരിച്ച് കാണാൻ പാടില്ല. രണ്ടുപേരും തുല്യരാണ്. ഇതാണ് എൻ്റെ അഭിപ്രായം.
மகளிர் தினத்தில் ஆண் பெண் அப்படிங்கிற பாகுபாடு இல்லாமல் நம்ம எல்லாருமே ஈக்குவலாக மனித நேயத்தோட வாழணும் அப்படிங்கிற கருத்தை நான் பதிவு பண்ணிக்கிறேன். நன்றி.